So for $30 more, is the Asics Gel NYC really that much better than the 1130? Let's find out.
The floor, the crowd on the triple dreams, never saw the law. I'm the MVP, shots call me Kobe, rim breaking ankles, they don't even know me. Straight to the hoop.
What's going on, guys? Noah here from Driveway Hoop Reviews, and today we have a shoe versus shoe comparison on the Asics Gel 1130 and the Asics Gel NYC. Before we get started with today's comparison, I did just want to mention there will be timestamps at the bottom of the video, so if you are looking for any comparison in particular between both of these shoes, it will be listed below. You can jump ahead. But starting off with the uppers for both of these shoes, firstly, the Gel NYC, you've got really nice materials, at least on this colorway. I know they do vary, although the price I don't think is changed that much. They do retail for $130, at least this pair does, which does have really nice suedes on it and some nice overlays. Even the mesh too is a little bit tighter weave than the 1130, and you get a pretty good amount of padding in the heel. Very nicely padded tongue too, not too much, but not too little, and you get some nice like heat fused it's like a heat press texture into the shoe, which is really cool that they did that on top of that suede. And then you do have just some fake leather accents on the tongue, and then a little bit just around on the underlays of the shoe. You've got a little bit more of that tight mesh all throughout the back of the shoe, and then it does say gel on the back in embroidery. There is some gel in this. We'll get into the cushion later, but spoiler alert, it's a lot of window dressing. And overall, these uppers are really nice. I had no issues with the pinching. They're very comfortable, and I really enjoy the materials on these. As far as the Asics Gel 1130 goes, you've got a little bit more cheaper materials. You've got a lot more open cell mesh here, and it's a little bit more like spongy, I guess. And then the fake leather accents, at least for this colorway, is a very, very shiny metallic fake leather. And it's a little bit stiff. It's not, fantastic fake leather accents. And that's pretty much it for this shoe. It's very, very simple. You've got some plastic overlays on the tongue as well with Asics branding, and then some gel branding in the back as well. But very basic, a little bit sharp and pointy in some spots. You do need to break these in a little bit more than the Gel NYC. But overall, they're still very comfortable and also very breathable. As far as what shoe I would pick for uppers, it's obviously got to be the Gel NYC. You're getting just better uppers. I like the shape a little bit more too. I do think the tongue is a little bit better and more comfortable, and there's not really any pinching anywhere on the shoe right out the box, so that was really nice to see. On down to the cushion of both of these shoes. Firstly, the Gel NYC. You do have a small gel pod in the center of the heel of the shoe. I know it shows, you have external gel on the heel and a little bit in the forefoot, but as far as underfoot goes, it's just in the heel. You do have a dual density foam setup as well. I believe it's just EVA, which is that darker section here and then the lighter section on this colorway. And you do have a bottom loaded TPU torsion bar as well, just to help a little bit with the rigidity and shape of the shoe, which it does well on. But as far as how the Gel NYC felt underfoot, it was fine. It's fairly cushioned. It's just not really the craziest thing in the world. Not a super high stack, not super cushiony. If you're used to modern runners and stuff like I am, this is not anywhere near impressive in my opinion, but it gets the job done and it's fairly comfortable. As far as the cushion goes for the Asics Gel 1130, this is a much simpler setup. You just have a standard EVA and a small gel insert on the top of the heel, and you can actually see it through the strobel. I believe I have B-roll of that. If I don't, I apologize, but it is like a little bit of a shade of green. This back section here on the heel is just TPU. This is not gel. And then you do also have a torsion bar at the bottom of the shoe. This one's a little bit more loose. You can definitely bend the shoe a good amount more, but as far as the cushion felt underfoot, walking around, I think I prefer these just a little bit more, just because it was a little bit more cushioned and there was just a little bit more underfoot, a little bit more squishy, and neither of these were really bouncy, but I would say this one, the 1130, was a little bit less. So if you're looking for a little bit more pep in your step, a little bit more bounce, I would take the NYC. But as far as cushion goes for both of these shoes, I think I'm gonna have to take the 1130. As far as the traction goes for both of these shoes, with the Gel NYC first, you do have just a very simple setup. It's just a bunch of little rubber pods, and then they are, sectioned off for better flexibility in the forefoot, which it does accomplish well. so that was nice. You do have like little X patterns, and there's some texturing on it. The grip overall, it's just pretty standard for a runner like this. I think it'll be completely fine. I assume you won't be doing anything crazy in these anyways, so traction doesn't really matter. But if I were to prefer a grip, it would probably be the Gel NYC. The 1130s, they've got a very similar pattern as well. It's just a lot of different, nubs of rubber. This one's a little bit more full tread than the NYC, so if you do care about durability, these might last a little bit longer, but they're just a little bit more slick feeling on foot, and they just aren't as grippy. Like I said, this doesn't really matter, but it is a small difference, and I do think the NYC is a little bit better in traction. Durability wise, I do think the NYC does have the 1130s beat pretty good, just because you do get a lot more overlays of natural materials, and this will protect the shoe a lot more. The rubber is actually a little bit less thick on the NYCs, but both are pretty thick, so I'm not too worried about the traction. And the cushion will probably last a little bit longer since there is more gel in this to give you a little bit more of a bounce back. But overall, I would say probably the better shoe of these two is the Gel NYC, but there is a caveat here. They are $30 more, and they're really not that much better in my opinion, especially since I got this colorway, which is a little bit more premium, and I know the 1130s do have better materials than this colorway that I got, which is just kind of their simpler one with worse, fake leather materials. So if you like the natural stuff, I do think they have a few colorways of those, and I think these are honestly maybe a little bit better option. The 1130s just have better cushion in my opinion, and they're not that far off. I mean, both are just a very simple, mesh runner, but as far as looks wise, I do like the NYCs more. I do think they just have a more premium look to them, and that makes sense. They're 130. They do feature better materials, so that's completely understandable. But is it worth that $30 upgrade? To me, comfort wise, no, but style wise, yes. But that'll pretty much do it for today's shoe versus shoe comparison. Let me know what you guys think of both of these shoes, and whether you would spend the extra $30 to get better materials and slightly better traction. Otherwise, I think they're pretty much the exact same. I wouldn't sweat it just going with the 1130s. I don't think you're missing too much with the NYCs. Yes, the cushion on here, you do get that gel, but it's not actually there. There's only a little bit of gel in the heel, just like this one. Just like the 1130s, they have the same exact almost amount of gel. The only difference is this one is in the middle of the heel, whereas the 1130s have the gel in the top of the heel, so it is right underfoot. But that'll pretty much do it, and I thank you guys for watching, and let me know what shoes you want me to compare next, and if you like the casual reviews or you just want to watch basketball stuff, let me know any video ideas you have or any shoes you want to see next, and I will see you in the next one.